I should be, as the storm has passed, sunny skies. Awesome sauce. Welcome back to your Hokino updates, guys. Daily VC every day at 5 p.m. EST. We are past the holiday season, looking for some more positive sentiment inside of the markets. We're expecting mid January for a pump, not necessarily by reasons or announcements surrounding crypto, but just as the trends work for investors. So that is more of people swing trading. We're not the only ones that have this information, of course. So we should be seeing in the month of January some ups and downs inside of Ethereum. The general consensus is that this first quarter will be up and down, but basically establishing new floors, some minor pumps that we saw a little bit in the last few weeks. But then there should be, I'm hearing mixed news. So the whole thing was the true bull run back to ATH is 2024. Then there's ups and downs of the market of June is when they're expecting a dump, but then the anticipation for that building it back up. But yeah, there's also the solidification of us being inside of a recession. Sorry about that. So yeah, so nice, you can hear me. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so there's a few different sides of the market that we're planning to work around, which is why I was talking about that. PSA, guys, is as we're releasing these utilities, as we're doing announcements, snippets, previews, tweets, contests for exposure. Let's make sure we're competing, shilling, for example, with VoltiChange, which I think is quite important. They're going to continue doing this 10K raffle, which is a pro rata. So that's basically like a piece of that goes in towards Holokino. What's great about this specific contest, although it's not a full-on 10K buy, also Alcazar still waiting on that. Um, so with VoltiChange is great because Voltino is 100% a token that's here to last, and something that we've been in talks with Voltino since launch. So regardless, from the first round, even though we didn't get first place, we got it late, but nonetheless, we have more eyes from Voltino as we're bringing out more utility. We're able to team up, offer things to Voltino, and promote them, etc., because they have a treasury and help out with NFT concepts, help out with the project in general, and can connect us to different parts of crypto that usually have a lot more uh, places to jump into. So with that, with the next VoltiChange contest, it is spam friendly. So it's not like one comment. So what I was doing was add two graphics from Holkino and just posting in our tags and just going from one graphic to the other graphic back and forth. If you do the same thing over and over again, Twitter will stop you. Yeah, that way I myself did hundreds of, well, at least 100 shills, comments. I'm not sure how they counted it though, but that was what was told from two different Volt ambassadors of, yeah, you can spam it. So we're geared up to win the next one, and that's all in line with VoltiChange. As far as the updates, wait, before that, what we're trying to do as well is while I'm doing these updates, feel free to go to the bottom of this VC, and you can see you can invite members. So simply just click random members that haven't been invited yet, and let's spread these VCs a bit bigger, especially as we are bringing out more and more utilities. Remember, we're going to have 10 utilities out by January 7th. That is 6 days, 7 days from now, technically. With that, there's 5 utilities to come. So as far as the updates, the augmented reality filter is finalized. So we can upload that. We're going to be uploading that this evening, shortly after this call. And then working with that more and more as we go. So this is our full-on exposure-based utility, non-financial. It's actually the opposite, where we can run contests with it and give away cash prizes to you guys for viral concepts. And we'll be using this over and over as we go into vlogging across Asia, crypto conferences. You guys can do the same thing for events. For example, with Christmas, could have had the whole keynote on your Christmas tree, etc., etc. So we had that. It was just being developed over and over again, just small attentions to detail. Um, we just felt that was imperative, as we're going to be using this for the life of the project and probably add in some new concepts to it down the line. Yeah, we're also this also marks us entering into more Hulkinu reels across Instagram, uploading some of these reels to our YouTube for that monetization aspect. So yeah, so it's nice being able to have these possibilities for content. So as well as us uploading the Instagram augmented reality filter for you guys, also going to be having Medium articles for some of the next utilities coming out and some snippets as well. I can actually show another snippet for BitMeme. Here, I'll put it right now. It's just the cover art, nothing too fancy. So this is actually just the draft. This will be changed in with the B will be the logo will be the B for BitMeme. It'll be all caps. So we're just working out different angles. So with logos, it's kind of let me see what this looks like. Do this, or just it's vague, and then we know where to go from here. So it'll most likely look like this with caps locks. And the twist is that if you look at the original, the actual logo, the tab art logo, the M for meme is actually the Bitcoin logo turned sideways. So yeah, so that's some of the things that are going to be coming out. On January 7th, we have multiple AMAs that are lined up. So I'll also be having the banner art thumbnails up for those so everyone can set their reminders, as well as some shilling and BitMeme websites. We are going to be sending in these logos when they're finalized so our dev can do front end. And that way we can have some snippets and some previews and have the Medium article out for that as well. Up next is prediction betting as well. Prediction betting. Stream. I don't know where you guys lost me there. It's my Telegram went on mute by itself. StreamYard is in development, where people are very excited for it. Front end is not there yet. They have done nothing on front end. It's all back end. There's a lot of back end for a application like that. On top of that, with StreamYard, we have the working title of it being Dream Stream. We already have multiple interested parties for that, and our merch line is ready to go too. So if you and then the 24/7 Hulkinu YouTube channel is something I will be building up. We will likely be having more art on there, so it's a lot easier to get artists in of, hey, here's a link to our live stream. We want to have your music on there. Otherwise, they're like, yeah, sure. Like that's how I would do it too. Especially inside of the music scene, it's all this. We're going to do this here. We're gonna have this music video concept. We're going to perform here, and then it's like they learn. They learn. It's like, yeah, I'm into it when I see it. So once we have it up and they can see some of the graphics, some songs on there, we'll probably start off with a bit more of a mix of crypto music with some non-royalty music in between. And then we'll grow it more and more from there and have some incentives put into it. So these are some of the utilities that we're gearing up for this next phase inside of crypto in general, inside of the market. Also the stability for our project, as well as the market recovering, us going into more promotion, going into more conferences across Asia. So it's really handy when this is something that we learned at the last conference, right? You're Hulkino, you're a meme coin. Cool. And then, from the higher end, like, I'm an expert trader. There was a couple of arrogant traders, which is great. It's like, hey, I challenge my project. Let me hear. If you're like super based, I want to tell you the concepts and see what you have to say. And we had some good feedback from that. But it is extremely handy that when these type of things arise, like you're a meme coin, so why would I buy into your project? Like, what is your utility to this? And then we can start to list off 10. So that's already wow, I haven't heard that before. Cool. And then it's just clarifying questions on each one of what's the use of this? How does this help that? Why is that necessary? And then we get to start to explain more and more, and that goes. Then we can start to say, like, if this was right now or in a week from now, or let's say, yeah, like the next conference we're in, it's like, yeah, then we're selling out our NFTs. Okay, tell me about your NFT concept. Then it's that's when shit hits the fan. It gets real, with V2 staking coming out for an organic market maker, promoting stability to the chart, as well as 12 Ethereum buybacks, et cetera, exchange listings. That's when everything starts to become a lot more of a volume push, but it's a naturally occurring and then organic milestone for heavy promotion. But in the meantime, we're setting up a stable foundation. So we're going to get a lot of buyers that come in for that organic market maker, a lot of buyers that come in for just a 12 Ethereum buyback, especially after round one. But it's the incentivization of, I bought into this. I have gains. I can pull out now, or I could hold knowing that the team's delivering multiple other aspects. And they already have 10 utilities that are all very unique and bullish. And I'm excited for this next one. So it gets to bring in many more eyes. But then as we pump forward, it's another point of stability for us. So just bear in mind, with a long term project, something that we're building an empire around, there is a lot of different aspects to keep in mind. Like when we had the time of exchange listings, which now we're all on the same page of, we see that the market's slow. Exchange listings will not do shit except for deplete your budget. That we push in new ways and get more and more eyes on us. And then therefore thereby we have more promotion potential and do these pushes for this heavy volume push, these pumps, but then there's more incentive to hold. If we're the only project out there with 10 utilities, if we're the only project that has the DreamYard utility, it's like if you're on Daily Hodl for Bloom Blocks aspect, and then Daily Hodl is making a NFT. It's like or a project. It's like Trump made NFTs, right? A bunch of shit talk about these NFTs, but it's Trump's NFTs, established businessman, ex-president. Yeah, there's a bunch of Trump's this, Trump's that, but nonetheless, that traffic building to those NFTs, it's a lot of traffic. And that way with us, it's not just a influencer angle, exchange listing, meme coin, utility coin. We're getting all different angles pulled into one. And that way, each one that comes in, each new member or new whale that comes in has incentives to hold. Like we have whales in here holding now because they believe in these concepts. And as long as you guys see us with these daily VCs, updating snippets, previews showing that, yes, the work is happening. This isn't just hype. It's not just hearsay. This is all being developed. Some of it takes time. Some of it is instant. Some of it is something that you build up as we go. And it's like a small aspect, like our whole Kino Raid bot. It's just chilling there. It's the bear market. There's not many launches. Then bull market comes in. We're a very established name. Our partners are using our Raid bot. We're using our Raid bot more often. And then, it starts to build more and more exposure. So it's the same concept of like a Bobby bot. Right now, Bobby bot's not so popping, just because of the traffic in the market. But then you see in the bull market, then everyone's looking at Bobby bot, ads for Bobby bot, bubble bot. So that's part of it as well. It's about building up this stability, incentive to hold, and the incentive to hold is incentive for bigger gains, which is what everyone's here for. We want our updates. We want to hear what's going on, and you know what's to come. You're excited for it. You may think, oh, there's going to be a big pump, and I can get my exit point. I only want a 2x, a 3x. I have plans to do this, and that's all fine and dandy. But it's also about the general plan of, okay, I'm waiting for this to really pop off, because we're the team here at Holkino is not just doing multiple angles for Holkino. Now we're branching into basically other projects, right? I mean, Bloom Block, I told you guys I was advised to create that as its own project and then later on announce that it's from Holkino. Now, obviously, that's different. I asked you guys, you said, no, don't do that. We want full focus on Hulk. So that's what we're doing. But the same idea still lies there of the utilities that we bring out. They're their own superpower. So we have people that are interested in that, and then more and more come. And it starts we're really starting to get into that interconnected growth aspect of Holkino. But yeah, we're branching out to so many different parts of the field, especially because it's bear market. So you want to get all different angles. All investors that are still trading right now are swing traders, dump paper hands, not because of the project, because of the market. And we get DM'd about that nonstop of, hey, I sold, but I'm buying back in, but I need to do something right now with these funds, IRL in real life, until I get paid from work. Things like that. People will swing trade from Holkino out of the market. Yeah, I hear that Ethereum's going to 400. I got huge tips on it. Obviously, that hasn't happened, and you have to have more FTX for that to happen. Like I would say, as far as what happened after FTX and the dip in the market, you probably need like 3 or 4 FTXs of crazy huge scandals in crypto. So I'm not on the 400 of Ethereum. I think 1K is our floor easy, as you've seen time and time and again. But people will swing trade for that. So that's where some of the consensus is of how we're building, how we're moving forward. Right now, we're about to have a lot of utility come out, all by January 7th. So you're going to see augmented reality filter launched briefly after this VC. I'm going to get on my PC and get it uploaded and then send it over to you guys. And then you guys can use that at your own discretion anytime you're doing something for Holkino, and we'll go into more influence and more promotions around this. So, we can even go into like Instagram advertisements. We can have you guys develop reels along with our reels from the Holkino stuff that you guys see. So you can basically have your hand in the pie of this is what I want our advertisements to focus on. We can have contests for that as well. And then we can have that inside of our automated social media ads as well. So all of these things are, if this was bull market, I would tell you guys this is rolling out quick. This is all going boom, boom, boom. Like we're doing this and this is coming out. It's coming out all the same day. So like augmented reality filters out. Here's a viral promo contest. Here's also our social media ads. Here's also multiple reels that we put up. All of that, 5, 6 different pin posts. And you've seen that if you've been here since our first couple of months of launch, that's exactly how we operate. Multiple things, 10 points of promotion in a day was something very easily attainable from us. But that was a more bullish bull run market. And now we're inside of not just bear market, talks of recession, but also the holiday season. Now, like I said, we're looking for some turnaround these coming weeks, coming months, coming days, which we're seeing a little bit inside of Ethereum at 1202 right now. But with that is why we're also bringing out these utilities, and then these utilities, this gives us the time to groom them piece by piece, like what we're doing with Bloomblock. Now we've already surpassed 1K in followers. So we need to do more and more things with that, but it has to be Holkino focused. It has to be, we're doing promotion for Holkino. We're not taking away Holkino funds to promote Bloomblock. That's not the intention. The intention is we're going to keep pushing with Holkino, multiple utilities, exposure to those utilities. So exposure to Holkino equals exposure to those utilities. If we were doing it as each utility had its own project to it, then yes, there would be a budget, half of that budget allocated to Holkino, the other half towards that that utility. But because you guys wanted to say, no, don't, we want full on Holkino focus, which I get that. And that's exactly why I was iffy on doing a project around these utilities. But for that reason, then all of the budget, just because it's a Holkino utility, it doesn't mean that our budget goes towards that utility. These utilities are brought out to support Holkino. As Holkino gets more popular, the utilities get more popular. Nonetheless, so Bloomblock is one that doesn't have this, but nonetheless, there's the 24/7 Holkino YouTube channel. It's like a collaboration utility, right? So we're able to talk to crypto artists. Hey, do you want your music up here? Same with Bitmeme. Hey, you guys have a bunch of memes. We can upload them ourselves, but you guys feel free to host your contest there. So it's very collaborative, and that way it can promote itself as well without the budget. Of course, that's going to take work from us, from the community, team members, to promote it out and get the name out there. But a lot of these other utilities are not just financially focused. Bloomblock, when we get to more traffic on Bloomblock, more followers, then we have our affiliate ads up. Then we have, we'll give you guys a free ad on our website as support and get more exposure through it that way. Free organic promotion, but organic is one side of StreamYard, DreamStream, where we do some shilling, and then organic growth is really word of mouth, right? But there's the other side of organic growth, which really just means a free promotion. and that is the capabilities from these utilities. So if it was an exchange listing, we can just go to like Shiba, Doge, Voltino, say, hey, we're going to list you guys for free. And that gives us more exposure to the exchange listing. Similar concept with advertisements, meme contests, all of this, except it's free. So the only thing stopping adoption to it is us spreading it around. And then exposure gets done that way through Holkino to not distract from Holkino's chart, Holkino's pump. At no point do we want these, if they had charts, right? If they had charts, then yeah, what if one of these utilities pops off and then 100 million market cap from one of the utilities and Holkino is at like 1 million. So that's why it's all inside of one. Going down with some utilities that I developed that are out of pocket, I may entertain that, but first, like you guys had said, we need Holkino to have its own bearings, its own stand, like doing its own thing. That especially with organic market maker, advertisements, all pushing. Right now, it's full dedication to Holkino. You see me here every day, working every day, because that's what it requires. I was just explaining that to my brother. If he wants to launch a project inside of a bull market, it's not necessarily as hands-on as it is with Holkino. This is very much for verification and like letting you guys know what we're doing, instead of just doing it in the background and saying, wait, they're gonna miss out. We want you guys that are holding, believe in the concept. You guys get rewarded for that, and that is only if you guys can know. We're not going to keep you in the dark and then say, oh, you should have held. No, if you want to hold, if you want to swing trade, of course, do your thing. But it's going to be coming from us. It's going to be coming from this team is giving me every day. They're giving me more and more reasons to hold. And you're always welcome to challenge it if you have your worries from it. So that's some of the updates. So we have a utility rolling out today. That's the augmented reality filter. We'll start pushing that around. That definitely brings some more and more focus. It is quite common inside social media, but not very common inside of crypto. Something that's a bit of a, oh snap, they have their own filter. Also a bit more of a sign of longevity for the project, and not just hollow pumps. And more utilities come out, and you'll have some Medium articles and snippets that will let you know which one's coming and how it's coming. But obviously, 6 days, 7 days for 4 more utilities. So there's going to be a good amount. There may be a couple days where there's 2 in one day. But yeah, so they got the ball rolling on a bunch of them, on all of them, and some of them are already done. So keep your eyes on us. And then we have multiple AMAs on the 7th. Bear in mind, 7th is still before where we're expecting the market to have a bounce back upwards in mid-January. February, I've also heard some good sentiments. I'm getting some negatives in the warm times of like April, May, June. I've heard June over and over again. There's going to be a dump in June. I don't know if that's the halving time. I don't really remember why, but as we talk to beliefs more and more, when we talk throughout the market, everything becomes more and more clear. But that's too long for us to even care about. It's just about the upcoming pumps and how to navigate those, just like how we are navigating this crypto winter, the dip that we expected, at least a dip in traffic inside of crypto in general, and that's what we've seen. And so it worked out well. And bear in mind, if we were wrong about the dips and it's a pump, that's just a better scenario for us. Then it's just, we have 6 utilities coming out and crypto's pumping, and we have promotions tied to it. So that's just all better. But yeah, in the end, it's all about monitoring dips and being able to how we're going to navigate the bear market. And a lot of times we get good questions from you guys, fair questions, but nothing of worry or concern. Because I think we're all getting used to operations inside the bear market, the ups and downs, and the FTX thing was I think the biggest hard news we get. If there's another FTX type of like humongous news, historical news, then I think we're all freak out a bit more. But as far as now, everything's going to zero every time, man. Every time crypto's going to zero, and just the currency of the world is going to zero. We're going into apocalyptic times every time, and nothing huge happens. Yeah, there was a dump, but pretty much a good stabilization. Stayed between 1K. I think we touched a little bit under 1K and 1300, which is where we were at before. And you always see a pump in the market that's in preparation for it. So remember, any SEC meeting, there'll be some. It'll be 5 to 10% pump inside of Ethereum beforehand, and then it'll dip back down afterwards, no matter what happens. And then if it's good news, it'll dip back up a day or two after. So it's always good times for swing trading Ethereum around SEC meet or whatever stable currency you're in, or centralized. With that, any questions from you guys? Any questions, comments, concerns, points of clarification needed? Do I need to repeat anything? Did I cut out a point? Feel free. There is no wrong question. Feel free to challenge. When the bull market comes, what are you going to do? If the bear market stays like this, you guys should know the answer for that, but no problem. We can also explain how we navigate through the bear market. It's all about becoming a stronger and stronger project. And then we go into the mass adoption times, and you guys will see it and feel it of, yeah, pumps are coming in. And, you know, it's tough. It's a tough line between going into the point of we deserve there's that godlike candle, but no matter what, even if it's Hulk Inu creates the new Bitcoin and it's all going back into the project and we have a godlike candle from that, even that like crazy bullish sentiment, even that godlike candle will still get wrecked. So it's tough with, yes, there's going to be days of huge pump, but bear in mind when we see pump, huge pump, we're directly on our side of the team in preparation for the dump instantly of it's going to dump. We're going to let it sit there, let it do its thing for a little bit, see how far this dump goes down, like where we were at for like a month, for this past month inside of crypto winter, and then already planning the pump, which was all these utilities coming out that you guys are seeing coming in. And inside of where we're at with the traffic in the market, who knows if it's going to be an instant pump back to where we were. I feel like it'll be more of a piece by piece of adoption. And that's what we want. We don't want to be a slow mooner, of course, but we want it to be a good amount of corrections, right? So you've seen it already of that dump comes in while we're planning. We have members that eat it up. And then it's you can do it instantly, but then someone will dump again. Or if you do it strategically and you put out an announcement of Binance Live AMA, we're going to this conference, things like that for the incentive of, okay, I see the team is still here. Whatever the dump was, it does not discourage them, as you've seen time and time and again. And then, yeah, so basically that's where we're at. We're visualizing the growth patterns for Holkino around these utilities, especially with, a few of them may get like, quite the hype behind them. But yeah, that it always dies out. Doesn't matter what you do. Even Bitcoin itself, the hype has died out from it, and now they're at the, you better do something with Bitcoin. You better get another country to fully adopt Bitcoin. That's a huge sentiment, Then there's a pump from that. There's also a pump from everyone's bullishness on the hype that it's going to bring. Dude, if they're doing that, if they're all using Bitcoin, think about the volume, like with El Salvador. Think about the stability. This is a whole country. Crypto's not going anywhere, dude. I'm giving my life savings to it. It's things like that that you guys will have with Hulk Eno as well. Of a lot of it's with the game coming out, with us getting a patent for the Enu Studios, registering as businesses, going to partnering with Hong Kong, going to Hong Kong meetups and crypto conferences, the organic market maker. All of these are a lot of there's going to be a bullish sentiment of what that does for the project, but it's also for the investor of, oh snap, we reached this milestone, I'm in. And I know we have investors that are like that. Kingdom's like that too. Kingdom Calls is very intrigued under V2 staking, and when V2 staking comes out, they're going hard on whole Kino. We've heard this time and time and again, and it's not this talking out the side of my mouth thing. It's legit investors that are saying, yeah, no, this is how I trade. And then explain our concept to me. I'm like, that's our concept. He's like, yeah, that's why I explained it that way. I really do track your project. It wasn't just I know of Holkino. Some people dropped like our launch date and whatnot. It was crazy at these conferences. So I'm excited to see if we're in Hong Kong, you're like, oh yeah, I know Holkino. I'm like, man, get out of here. Lies. But yeah, any other questions going twice? Feel free to ask questions about utility coming out, about what I just mentioned about what are we thinking about pumps. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, of course we want a godlike handle, but and now that's why I said it's tricky because now we have reasons for godlike handles. I don't think I made it to that point. Now we have reasons for huge pumps, but those won't be pumps orchestrated necessarily by us in this state of the market. For example, like the Binance Live AMA, right? Where we want to do that after the utilities are out, after there's a bit more functionality, use, and people are with them, any type of small updates that need to be done. And then we want to do a Binance Live AMA. That's a potential for, a godlike pump with the utilities combined. The four AMAs is potential for a pump. Um, but nonetheless, it's, yeah, how should I say this? It's bear market, right? So you gotta understand the fear that people have, or the call to research, right? The blind apes. You're crazy if you're blind aping nowadays. It's just crazy because there's so many projects that aren't scams, but they just die at launch. Like super bullish everything, but then they just get eaten up because they're super bullish at launch, and that's not the dev's fault. Even though the dev should always have contingencies and backup plans for dumps. When you're a dev, you don't plan pumps. You plan to pump through a dump. It should be your actions. It should be the exposure, utilities you bring out. That's like, oh, dude, did you see? Check this out. Check out what this project just made. Things like that is the true sentiment for strong pumps for a chart to grow, compared to we got this influencer. Even if it's BitBoy, that's why BitBoy's getting chewed out. He got a lot of hate in the market, and that's why he's fully focused on FTX because he promoted a lot of projects that were multi-million-dollar seed round projects, like a Star Atlas type of metaverse game, and they all fizzled out. Yeah, again, also because of private sales, pre-sales tend to murder projects, but bringing a lot of funds to the team to orchestrate those dips. But the hype goes away. People get really discouraged with a chart tanking instantly at launch. So it's imperative for us to plan out our pumps and plan out how we're moving through this market. That when someone's coming to do the research for Holkinu, they're seeing a lot of bull flags, a lot of this is what they've done, this is what they're doing, and this is where they're going towards. When they reach this milestone, whoa. When they reach this milestone, whoa. They're reaching a milestone right now. They just passed one, and now they're going more into promotion. But it's about like not organic, but more like of clean pumps of not just someone that's riding a wave, right? Which is what a lot of exchange listings are, bridges are. Yes, it'll bring a lot of traffic to the project, but it brings a lot of instability. So that's what the utility rounds are. That's what these crypto conferences are, where you can sit down, talk to people, talk to influencers. You already see multiple people were like, yeah, we met at this conference. It was great meeting you. It makes people a lot more comfortable seeing the dev in person, seeing them work, put the money where their mouth is, and things like that. Any final comments, feedback from you guys? I always say I want to be short. Going forward, I will try to be shorter with each VC. But yeah, I also don't want to let you guys think that I'm getting lazy and just sitting on my hands. So any other questions? Final call. But bear in mind, you can always tag me in chat. I was tagged a bunch over New Year's and answered every single question. I did miss one of Crypto Prince's questions, so just try to remember that when you tag me um, for the question of let's baseball answer this. If I scroll up, I start to get lost and I have to scroll back down. Then I can't see the tag anymore because I clicked it. So if you're tagging me, just ask the question. That way I can respond a lot easier. But yeah, feel free. I know inside of the bear markets, people have a lot of cautions, and I'm trying to speak as frank as possible, right? So just because we're bringing out a utility, it doesn't mean that it's going to pump the chart up in an instant. It's about bringing out these utilities, and now they're live for you guys to see, but then it's still building. It's still building on shilling, building on, consistency, adopting more people into it. It's not just, hey, here comes this big pump on this day. That's not how the market works right now. Inside of the bull market, that is exactly what we'll be doing. a lot of hollow pumps because we've made a lot of stability and a good foundation for Holkino. So the fact that we have 10 utilities that are in operation, then we can go into, more of an exchange listings, more big callers, more shill tanks and things like that. It's one, things to talk about, but two, reasons for people to invest into. If we go on to AMAs and say like, hey, we're about to be listed on Binance, we're not going to be listed on Binance, but we're going to be listed on Binance. You're going to get a bunch of people, especially if we have proof of, yeah, it's happening. Hold on. You'll get a bunch of investors that will invest strictly for that. We're getting listed on Binance February 21st. You'll get people that will invest a lot of money waiting for that day. Have it in their calendar, comes up, then there's a pump from Binance listing, and then they're out. And it's nothing to do with the project. It's fully just riding the chart. But at the same time, we do that more and more inside of a bull market of, okay, wow, one, this came from the bear market. Two, super strong transparency from the team. Three, multiple utilities, multiple streams of income and independent exposure, a very sound project. It all makes sense. It's not just like, hearsay of this is what we're going to do. We're going to have a mining company in the deserts of Egypt in a year. It's not that. All this stuff's actually here. It's happening. It's building. And then in the bull market they have this AMA with this influencer, this exchange listing coming, this one coming. Super transparent of check out this exchange listing. Should we go on there? We give you the prices. We tell you why we think we should go for other ones first. These are a lot of bull market moves of, yeah, we got 10, 20 influencers posting us every other day. This is stuff that we're doing in the bull market, but you all agree that right now, paid promotion isn't going to do much. But these utilities will do much for a long, long period for Holkino, and we're bringing out more utilities. So think about it like that. We're going into the bull market. We have multiple AMAs. Hey, what's next for Holkino? Actually, later today, we're launching this. We're launching our play to earn game. We're launching our Hulk Smash or Pass dating app for crypto only, so you can find your crypto wife or husband. Things like that makes a lot more sense with. So you guys brought up 10 utilities. Let's go through them. Okay, so what's next? And then if we say something that's huge, right? Inu Studios is going to be launched. We have an NFT collection coming out. Our patent is in. That gets people a lot more incentive of, oh snap, there's huge things happening, and our track record says that when there's things are coming, they come. So that's what we're preparing right now, and that's just how we are in the market. It's going sideways. The only things that are profitable inside this market is utilities, and it's takes time type of thing. But nonetheless, you see we're planning promotions around these pumps for new floors, new stabilities for us, and then also new forms of income for you guys. And so not just relying on your investment side of Holkino, but also passive income to you guys from Holkino, from what we're doing with those funds. So hopefully that makes sense. Thank you guys for joining into the VC. Again, if you have additional questions, my DMs are always open. You can always tag me inside of main chat. Shout out Polka, Toast, Helicopter, Jean Gray, Gru, Shiba Doge Soldier, Xiao Xiao, AJ Reval, Shiba Doge Man. Big shout outs to you guys. I'm going to get working on uploading the Instagram filter for you guys to have access to it. Feel free to check it out. And also working on a Medium article that will probably be launched tomorrow before or after this VC, and some snippets. Thanks again, guys. And if you have any concerns, feel free to let us know. Bear market should be coming to an end in the new year. Not to an end, but we're going to be seeing some nice pumps. We all know it. Crypto staying this long, going sideways. It's hopefully explosive, really. I mean, I haven't seen crypto go this sideways for ages, if ever. So hopefully we're going to be seeing some amazing recovery in the market, and Holkino will be prepared and ready to go right next to it. Thank you guys again for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5 p.m. EST. Look out. Look out.